Oh, look who's back. What an idiot.
No,
Yes.
no, I'm not an idiot. But I do have a friend of mine that's going to be up here very soon to talk to you that would actually like to have a word with.
Sure, as long as you're here.
I will be. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. So, Marty, how's it feel being a loser? Knowing that, how does it feel knowing that you ruin people's lives every day?
Okay. How does it feel being able to live in a luxury apartment and just travel for a few weeks at a time, go wherever, do whatever you want to, just by clicking buttons? Feels good. Now I'll ask you this, Cyraxx. How does it feel being able to go nowhere and do nothing?
That's a fucking lie, you dumb hooker.
Welcome back to another Cyraxx Deep Dive, and unfortunately this is gonna be a redo of episode 24 of this series. Initially this was the Heather 2 arc, and for whatever reason, YouTube decided to take it down for bullying. They said I was being too critical upon good old Goblin Boy, and if I'm honest with you, I really didn't say anything too crazy, I really didn't say anything too wild. But come to find out, Cyraxx's own word coming out of his own foul mouth is what got us hit for bullying. So since Cyraxx is the one that says all this crazy stuff and throws out all these threats, we got hit for bullying, so the video didn't get taken down because we were bullying Cyraxx. The video got taken down because Cyraxx was bullying himself. Never worry though, today we're going to be covering another highly requested arc of old school Cyraxx lore. Now this one isn't nearly as old as Heather 2, doesn't have quite as many twists and turns, but this is another classic case of Cyraxx refusing to help out anybody but himself. All Cyraxx had to do was give Marty a little bit of a dance and he would have left his friend alone. But not only did he not do that and decided to try to argue against it and make sure his friend stayed on his side, he not only loses his friends, he not only makes himself look like a complete idiot, he starts stripping down in the process, and I guess we get to see that goblin anatomy firsthand.
What?
That'll all be changing very soon by my own hand.
What?
That's all I got. That's all I got to say on that matter, Marty. I mean,
What's going to change? Wait.
it's pretty sad.
Hang on a second. So you're telling me that suddenly you'll be able to go places and do things? How's that going to happen?
Oh, trust me.
So do you have like a business model? Like what's going to be taking place?
Hey, Marty, don't you worry your bald ass cue ball looking ass head off about that, because I have my ways.
What are your ways of making money, Cyraxx? You've never made any money ever. Like, nothing significant.
Yeah, here's the thing about that though, Marty. If you and your little friends would have left me alone, I would actually...
Like, I've only known you for a few years, and you've always been a penniless bum. Don't start playing that with me. If anything, you've made more money since you've known me than before.
No, here's the thing though, Marty. If you would have left my Twitch alone, I would have been making real good money.
You made $3 a day. $3 a day.
Actually, no.
You made $110 in a little over a month.
Correction, 111, dumbass.
You know, I'm truly brain rotted, guys, when the first thing I think of when I hear Go Places Do Things is Nate and Minion from the Narrowway Homestead channel. That's what he says to his dog. It's Go Places Do Things. It's sad that Cyraxx's name, it brings up the same wavelength as a dog. And honestly, I respect the dog more. That was a pretty new one, Chance. I haven't heard you say that before. Can we confirm that Marty's bald or was bald at some point? The few pictures I've seen that are alleged to be Marty, he does look like he do be having some hair. But who knows, he could be the long lost brother of Review Tech USA or Wings of Redemption. Cyraxx, I'd love to know, just like Marty inquired, how you're going to make any sort of money to go places and do things with your friends and your family that you claim that you have at this point. I mean, this point in your life, Cyraxx, you have ran off and or offended every possible person who could be a friend. So even if you could leave, even if you could generate some income, you'd likely just stay home and spend it all on some sludge supplies and probably some V-Bucks. Let's be real with ourselves.
Oh, big deal. Not 110, 111. Wow, then that totally puts you in a different tax bracket. Totally, nice correction.
If you really want to get technical, technically it was 116.
116.
Hey, that's better than nothing though, man. See,
$3 a day.
Marty, your issue is this.
$3 a day is dog shit. Cyraxx.
Your issue is this. You think that money rules everything in the world, but it actually doesn't.
But Cyraxx, like, I think, and I hope the IRS isn't listening here, but what you made in a month, I made in an hour. I don't know, man. A month and an hour.
While we're up here being honest, why don't we talk about how you are actually monetized on YouTube and how you do actually make money?
That's fine.
Oh, but you are.
Well, then okay then. All right.
Well, let's be honest here, Marty. I mean, you made how much off my fucking videos in the last few years, Marty? I mean, what I don't get though, what I still don't understand, that night when I turned you down, why couldn't you just let shit go? Why couldn't you just let me go and go about my business?
I am going one way or the other, whether you like it or not. I'm going to be inside of you.
What?
Well, goddamn, Cyraxx. Pardon me and pardon my client Marty here. I'm taking over the situation. I am now the official representation for Marty in this video. And my client, please excuse him and his ignorance. $116 definitely puts you in a new tax bracket. That tax bracket is, it doesn't exist yet, but we're figuring it out. We've never seen somebody so broke before. Even homeless people on the side of the street panhandling make more money a year. Shoot, they probably make more money a month. Shoot, they probably make more money in an hour than Cyraxx has probably made in 30 years of life. Cyraxx truly is smoking the copium here because he has to make himself feel better by making himself believe that money is not everything. And while in the greater scheme of things, if you really want to get down to it, of course money isn't everything. But we live in a life, in a society where money, unfortunately, rules all. And unfortunately, it kind of costs money to breathe the air on this earth at this point in our lives. So money is a bit important. And somebody like yourself who has proven that they can't earn an honest dollar and they can't then use and spend that honest dollar in a mature, responsible way. So even if you think that, you know, at least I'm happy and my life is great because I have my family and friends around me, at the very least, you don't even have that, Cyraxx. So unfortunately, this copium answer is not gonna fly.
I'm gonna be like those little worms, boy.
No. You're gonna be like your mommy and daddy.
I'm gonna be the one wriggling up inside of you, Cyraxx. That's gonna be me.
You're gonna be a nobody and a bum for the rest of your life.
Cyraxx, $116 over 35 days. Do you realize how pathetic that is?
Marty, you know what's sad about you? You have the body of a full-grown adult, but you have the mind of a 12-year-old.
I have the mind of a 12-year-old. Well, if I have the mind of a 12-year-old, I would be able to answer what 12 times 4 is. Can you do that, Cyraxx? 12 times 4.
Marty, just shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, you got shit for
I mean,
brains.
seriously, let's be honest here, Marty.
How about 7 plus 7? Can you do that?
Marty, you just don't get it, do you, man?
7 plus 7. You can use your fingers, you can use your toes. Come up with the right answer here, Cyraxx.
You just don't get it, do you, Marty?
7 plus 2. How about that?
Nothing you do is significant, Marty. Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing you do means anything to anyone in the real world. I mean, let's be honest here, Marty. While I'm actually out here working my ass off on
For what? $3 a day?
all you do is sit on.
Hey, Cyraxx, where's the clitoris?
There's some moments here early on in this where Marty is just so overly aggressive and kind of just cutting Cyraxx off. I feel like he's doing this to obviously rile him up and get him ready for the main event here for when, you know, they actually go in for the actual content here to get this little monkey to dance. But geez, Marty, lighten up a little bit. Give the man a second to think. We already know Cyraxx is only working with about 2.5 brain cells. It might even be less at this point. You gotta give this man some time to think of some sort of response. But Cyraxx, I do want to know where it at though? Where it at?
Oh look, you assaulting me. Oh look, there you go, running off the porch at
You
me.
raise your hand. You say you're not supposed to.
Yeah, because you ran out the porch at me, douchebag you pussy whipped little.
Pussy whip little bitch. Okay.
That's you, motherfucker, dude.
Cyraxx, when was the last time you got laid? Question. That's a simple question. When was the last time you got laid?
Alright, let's be honest, Marty, your girlfriend's a fucking he-she.
She's a he, she. Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, and honestly, bro, I feel bad for her kids, man. I do, because I feel bad for her because anybody who has any kind of common sense wouldn't be staying with your ass. By the way, Marty, someone's backstage.
Okay.
If you looked up Cyraxx's name in the dictionary, a lot of things would come up. His picture would actually be by multiple words, but one of the most famous ones would definitely be revisionist, because Cyraxx is the king of revisionist history. You You know how they always tell you the winner gets to write the history books? Well, Cyraxx kind of took that and flipped the mold, if you will. Cyraxx is a unique guy. You know, he likes to break the rules, shake it up a little bit. Cyraxx said the loser gets to write how this actually went down. So Cyraxx wants us to believe that he just came up to Marty with no intentions of fighting. He wasn't angry, he wasn't upset, he didn't want to cause any bodily harm, he didn't raise his hands or anything. He just simply wanted to come over there and have a nice talk with Marty over a cup of tea and hash this out like good gents. Unfortunately, Marty, that dastardly Marty, got aggressive, he got crazy, he ran at Cyraxx and just started beating him down. We all saw it, the footage is right there.
Hi there.
Hey there, how's it going?
Just fine, thanks.
Wonderful. Well, you can call me Marty. Vida?
Yes, my name is Vida.
Hey, what's going on, Vida? How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nah, Marty, in case you didn't know, Vida here is actually a very old friend of mine and has seen every...
Alright, so if you know Cyraxx, you know he's just gonna talk and talk and talk, and there's not gonna be any sort of exchange, right? So I'm gonna ask you here. How do you know Cyraxx?
It's like he said, like he's an old friend. Like he's that type of person, like who I've seen around many times. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Well,
So,
I know him personally, but like that's
like, where have you seen him around? Like, what do you mean?
So this is a beautiful part in Cyraxx history where he didn't quite figure out how to unmute himself yet, so Cyraxx really was able to be put in a cage for this one, and it's actually really nice. Not to hear him screaming over somebody every time they try to answer a question from Marty, or simply just speak. He still does go crazy and rage out a bunch, but it's way nicer to know that he doesn't know how to unmute himself at this point. We all know how that gets in the future. This is Vida, I guess. We're meeting this person here for the first time. Apparently they do have some ties with Cyraxx and have known him since the school days, but I don't know if they were quite as close as, say, him and Jake or him and Billy were.
Well, you know, you grow up around, you know, you grew up with him, you went to I went to school with him, you know, like I've known him for a number of years, and like he was, you know, and he's I remember I visited him a few times, you know, back in the day when I was much younger, and like I know him.
Which we definitely do need to hang out again. It's been a while.
Yeah, we do.
So let me tell you what Cyraxx's been up to. I think maybe a year and a half ago, he got caught sending his penis to what he thought was a 14-year-old girl, and people have really given him a hard time because of that. Yeah, like he thought that he was flirting with a 14-year-old girl. He said that he was 30, but he looks 14, and then he whipped out his penis and sent jerk-off videos to what he thought was a child, and people really don't like that, you know?
He already told me about it, and he told me that he knew that it was that it was actually an adult, and that the whole thing was like set up, so.
I'll tell you this. The thing wasn't set up, and it was actually an adult woman, but he thought that they were 14. He said that's why he said to them, "I'm 30, but I look 14," trying to appeal to them.
You sure do need to hang out with Vida again, that's for sure. That definitely needs to happen. And I'm sure it will after he learns about all the shenanigans you've been up to, Cyraxx. Trust me, I'm sure he's gonna want to hang out. It seems like so far that Vida doesn't really have a whole lot of, wherewithal going on up there. He doesn't seem to have too many synopsises firing off there. He seems a little slow himself, so I'm not gonna bully him too much for that. But it definitely does take them quite a few minutes for the cogs to start moving in their brain for them to realize how depraved this actually is. I know you probably want to defend your friend or your acquaintance or whatever, but sheesh, once you hear the allegations come out left and right here, and then every time an allegation's brought up, Cyraxx seems to prove him right. It's brutal.
Do you know about Billy? Billy Seiler?
Yeah,
Marty, what?
He told me about him.
Yeah, he was like a blind kid, got sexually assaulted by Chance, and Chance actually got expelled from school because of it.
He told me about it, but from what I remember, and from what I remember, he told me it was a mutual thing. He told me about it, and we never spoke of it. So,
well, the school investigated it, and they expelled Cyraxx, or Chance, as you know him. So obviously, they did an investigation, and they came to the conclusion that it was a sexual assault, where Chance was the violator and Billy was the victim.
Actually, that's not true, Marty.
So he says it's not true. then why did you have to change high schools?
Diabolical work that, like I said, this guy's gonna take quite a few minutes to really get those cogs moving and have those critical thinking moments to where he actually puts 2 and 2 together here. He's trying to compare the act of getting suspended from school for doing, you know, sexy things on campus to R-wording a blind boy at his home when the power was out and they were helping you, and then going to school and getting expelled because that blind boy took solace in their school's staff. And quite frankly, my friends, that just isn't the same situation no matter how you paint it.
Actually, I didn't. Like Friday said, it was a mutual thing, and the school didn't want it going on, so they made sure that it never happened again.
So, Vito, you seem like a smart guy. If it was a mutual thing, first off, they wouldn't expel somebody from school for having gay sex. That's not how it works. Like,
Well, the school. Well, I mean, that wasn't the first time, because like there were a lot of kids in our school who had straight sex, and they all got suspended. I was there when it happened, so it was actually a common thing.
they got suspended for having sex with each other?
Yes, I think in the detention classroom, I remember. So that was a common thing. A lot of that was going on. So when I found out about it, it just, I thought it was something like, I really don't know. Chance told me about it. I know he got suspended, but he never told me. He did tell me they experimented, and then he decided it wasn't his thing. But it's whatever.
It's funny that he tells you that they experimented, because Chance said that he was an unwilling participant, as in like a sexual assault victim. The guy just can't tell the truth, but it's interesting that he tells you that he experimented with him. That makes sense. I believe that.
Hey Marty, why don't you stop muting me and fucking listen up for a sec, pal?
Sorry, Cyraxx. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, you're doing that on purpose.
We've all been there where we've said something and then we, in the middle of that sentence, kind of self-realize what we're saying is kind of stupid or we're contradicting ourselves. And you can tell that Vida definitely had that moment in that statement, but had to keep full sending it because, he's already defending Cyraxx. It's too late now. It's not like it can get any worse than this. Oh, but it can. And Cyraxx will show us that it will. Honestly, if I was Vida and somebody hit me up about somebody I vaguely knew, went to school with for a short time back in the day, and this is what I was being told about, or these were the things that I was hearing about, the last thing I'd probably want to do is go on the defensive for him, even if they are quote-unquote special needs or anything like that. I'm so over that. We're in 2025 just about, and people can still hide behind special needs as a reason as to why they shouldn't and can't take accountability for their actions. And of course, there's always going to be exception to the rule. There are going to be some people who are genuinely so impaired that they cannot control themselves, but a lot of those times those people are in care of others and they're not running around like Cyraxx here. Cyraxx is not out of control in that sense. Sure, he might rage and get mad, but this is all calculated. He says it himself so many times. Well, I did this because of this. I did that because of that. That shows somebody with cognition and somebody with malice. It doesn't really show somebody who's doing something overtly because they can't control it.
Hey Marty, why don't you tell Friday? Why don't you tell Friday over here? Or sorry, Vida. Well, nickname Friday, real name Vida. But let's be honest here, Marty. Why don't you tell my friend here about how you people to attack me and how you turn all my friends against me? Better yet, why don't you tell them about how you literally assaulted me after I came over there to talk to you as a human being?
All right, Vito, I'm starting to play a video for you. And Cyraxx threatened to beat me with objects and kill me and decapitate me and all these things. I'm going to play a video for you. Cyraxx says that, here, let me pull it up here. He says that he just went over to talk to me, but here I am. I'm just hanging out in Airbnb, and you'll see this little madman come up to me in a menacing manner. And you can tell me what you think about me. You're a neutral party. Come on by, buddy boy. You can see him fingering at me from across the street. I thought I told you you ain't supposed to be here. And he's coming at me. He's about to raise his hands in violence. You see him raise his hands?
I could barely see anything because it's so blurry.
Okay, so he raises his hands. It is a little blurry. Comes at me like Mike Tyson on PCP.
I really truly wish we had another angle of this fight. I truly, in my bones, wish we had a street view or that Cyraxx had a POV cam or something, because the content moments we are missing out on because we can't fully see what's actually going on here really blows. Because honestly, anybody can say anything at this point. I mean, we can use our context context clues to tell that Cyraxx was running up arms a baron, talking a load of trash, and from what we understand, Marty was a little bit injured, had a recent surgery or something along those lines, hobbled down those stairs and fell on top of good boy Chancey here. And as we know, Chance is only about 4'9", 75 pounds, soaking wet. So when big boy Marty, who's at least 6'3", 6'4", maybe even 6'5", which is like the Green Giant compared to good old Cyraxx, weighing at least 200, 300 pounds even, that must have been like fighting for his absolute life. That's like meeting a sumo. That's like meeting the world's biggest man. And honestly, I'm very shocked that Chance made it out alive.
Marty, let's be honest. You charged at me off the fucking porch and you know it. You know you charged at me off the porch, motherfucker. So what'd you expect?
Whatever.
Plus, you threatened my family.
Whatever.
You threatened my friends many times. So what'd you expect, dude?
Uh-huh.
Well, like, let me ask you this, Marty. When somebody tells you to leave them alone and they're not interested in you, why don't you fuck off and leave them alone?
I actually have a question. Like, like when he tells me that you tried to, I guess he turned you down because you advanced on him or some junk. What's that about?
Okay, honestly, and I don't know if you've observed this or if you've detected this, but Chance is kind of like he isn't really in touch with reality always. Would you agree?
I'd rather not go there.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll take that as a no comment, but it's pretty much yes. Like he thinks he's this drift king. He thinks he's a famous rapper. So I'm not going to ask you to comment on that, but I, and everyone else knows that he's kind of delusional. And I do like to mess around with him sometimes. And I said that like to play around with him. I'm not saying that's right, but
it certainly isn't. I agree. It's not right.
Do you think that the way he conducts himself opens himself up to people messing around with him at all?
Okay, I'll be honest, Chance, and I've told you this. I do think it would.
Yeah.
I do think it would do him some good if he just got off the internet.
But
And
he
just,
And let's be honest here, though, Marty. Let's be honest here, bro. The reason why I act like that, and this is what I've been trying to get through to you this entire fucking time, dude. You and everybody that's been fucking with me, dude. Maybe if you guys left me alone and let me do my thing and stop harassing me, I wouldn't act the way that I do.
It's really funny to hear people that don't have much knowledge or have any idea what Cyraxx does online as an absolute unhinged troll. And then they hear Cyraxx say, well, this guy tried to come on to me and he's just mad because I turned him down. And then you hear them actually say that and it leaves their mouth and you're just like, oh, brother, you are so far behind. So unfortunately, Cyraxx has poisoned Vida a little bit here with some of these goblin lies, if you will. You gotta be careful not to get too close to the goblin because then he'll start whispering sweet little lies in your ear to make you think that this is all a ploy, a plan, if you will. The dastardly trolls are trying to keep Cyraxx from reaching the promised land as a professional pro drifter online. You know, he's an athlete. He's an esports athlete. He's at the top of the top. He not only rules the Fortnite ranks, but he rules the Forza ranks. And on top of that, he rules over this beautiful kingdom of Akron from his high pedestal in his grandmother's attic.
So I'm gonna play another video for you here. All right, I think you need to see this. I think it's very important. This is really actually going to. This could upset you, but it's going to show you what your friend here is really all about.
You said you're dipped to a child. Like how long has that?
Literally, whenever you tricked me. Literally.
Yeah.
That was
So he thought it was a child.
Beforehand. Those were beforehand.
He thought it was a child.
Oh, the Chloe thing.
Let's go back. There's so many that he can't even remember.
Child, I'm just curious. Like how long has it been?
Literally, whenever you tricked me.
Snafu, but there's like a long list of kids that he sends his dick to. Like, what do you think about that?
generally, I don't. Generally, I think that's wrong. If that's the case, no. I mean, and of course, we all agree that that's wrong.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It truly has been a good minute since I've seen a lot of these clips Marty are bringing up here. It's been a minute because these were some of the first things I covered in this series, and we are now 25 episodes episodes into it, and it's absolutely insane. But man, oh man, it never does get any less surprising. And my eyebrows never not raise when I watch this. It's like, wow, you're really so confident in saying, yeah, the last time I sent my wiener to a minor was that last time you tricked me into thinking you were a minor. It's like, Cyraxx, no. I remember seeing this clip for the first time and being appalled that anybody would even admit that.
The thing, what's funny is you sit there and you say that I'm a pedo, but a real pedo actually does like what Tony does and actually goes out and looks for victims. You guys are a bunch of lazy asses that went after Chris Chan. You got bored, so you decided to.
So he's continuing to change the subject here. I'm gonna. There's only a minute 20 left, and I want you to see what your friend here is up to and the type of perverse pleasures he seeks out. Well, okay, he left because he's ashamed of his actions. But I don't know how you look at these behaviors and endorse his actions. You know. So he's not here anymore. He's clearly like a sick guy. Oh, he's back, so don't say anything. He's back, so don't say anything.
Marty, let's be honest, dude. I told you to leave me the fuck alone from day one. And what I still don't understand is why you won't leave me the fuck alone, dude. Like, why you gotta turn people against me? Is it because you're fucking lazy? Is it because of the fact that I'm not Chris Chan? I mean, let's be honest here, Marty. All you've ever done is try to make me out to be the next Chris Chan because you got fucking bored, and that's.
See, he's constantly trying to divert away from his sexual predilections, perverse and illegal desires. He won't talk about that at all. I know it's a lot to take in. Like, I know you consider him to be a friend, but sending your penis to what you think are children is wrong. Would you agree?
Of course, I agree. That's wrong. I mean, that's total. You'll have to forgive me. It's been a wild day for me. A wild stressful day. I hadn't prepared for this, but yeah, I genuinely think it is wrong. I mean, like it does, but like when it's someone you're close to, someone you're close with. Like I've never viewed him. I mean, yeah, he told me there was some stuff about him. And I guess when you know someone, you think that's not true. He wouldn't do that, and he hasn't. I mean, as far as I know, like.
But you heard it. When was the last time you sent your penis to a child? Well, whenever you tricked me. Like, if the person was trying to make you look bad, like, why would you end up sending your penis to them? It wouldn't. It wouldn't make any sense.
If Cyraxx really had all this passion about the vigilantism he tries to use to deflect the allegations against himself, he might actually do some good in the world. If he would actually go out there and let people know about Tony, maybe people might see him on this redemption arc. But no, Cyraxx, we know you're only bringing up Tony and other people who have these same allegations as you because you just want the heat to get off your shoulders. You seem to think within this little head of yours that if you say, hey, this guy does it too, that they'll suddenly leave you alone and go bother him. No, Cyraxx, they're not only gonna bother him as well, they're gonna continue to bother you. It's gonna be a 2-for-1 special, a BOGO if you will. One of the catchphrases we haven't heard from Cyraxx in quite some time, and probably since this whole Vida thing, that he seems to, for some time, think that all we wanted from him was to be the next Chris Chan. We wanted to turn him into the next Chris Chan. And my friend, I don't know if everybody agrees with me on this particular take, but you might be just a bit worse than Chris Chan. I know Chris Chan's kind of like the final boss of Lolcow. It's kind of the OG, if you will. But sheesh, I don't know, Cyraxx. It seems like you might just be a little bit more of a goblin with rage than that version ever was.
Stop muting me, bro. Stop muting me, bitch face. Okay. Let's be honest here, Marty.
Alright.
Unlike you, I don't associate with pedophiles like Tony. A real pedophile does like Tony does and goes after little fucking kids. What you guys did was done out of fucking boredom, you dumbass.
So Vito, like, what type of person would send their penis to what they think is a child, or to somebody who is trying to make them look like a pedophile? I would think that sending your penis to somebody pretending to be a kid who's trying to make you look like a pedophile would be counterproductive.
I agree that that's wrong. If someone does that, it's wrong. It's a no-brainer. And if there was a child in question, it'd be wrong.
Yeah, well, so I would say that, like, whether you think it's a child or you think it's somebody pretending to be a child, it's wrong either way. Like, it's just wrong. It's a stupid move either way. It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense.
No, what doesn't make sense, Marty, is why you always have to try to turn my friends against me like a pussy. That's because you're Marty. All you want to see me do is fucking rage out. And you know it. You try to sit there and use every little tactic you can against me.
Doesn't matter how you split the hairs, my friends. It doesn't matter if it was a sting. It doesn't matter if it was an adult at the end of the day. The intentions were there, and the intentions speak way further than most people like to put weight to. I mean, if somebody intended to send their pictures to an underage person and intended to groom that person, but it turned out that they weren't an underage person, how does that make Cyraxx the victim? That makes Cyraxx a predator, by definition, and we gotta stop dancing around that. It doesn't matter if you were tricked, it doesn't matter how that turned out. Your intention was to speak to an underage person with the explicit intent of sexually charged conversation.
So look, here's where things really intensified with me and Mr. Wilkins. I was dating a woman. She died from COVID, tragically. Literally, and there you go. So no, look, and he doesn't like hearing the truth here, but this is really gross and really despicable. The day that she died, he asked me for her naked pictures because she would want him to have them.
Oh my gosh.
Like from that moment on, it became pretty personal, you know, and I'll admit, ever since he did that, I wanted to hurt the guy. It's true. Like, what type of sick freak would do such a thing? Mr. Wilkins. That's the answer.
That's awful.
I know he's calling you right now. Look, I'll tell you this as well. Chance, because of his actions, he tends to draw a lot of negative attention to him. Just by dragging you up here, people have already sent me your social media. If you can just stay and converse, I'll be more than gracious, and I won't share it with anybody.
When I first started covering this whole saga, I didn't know about this detail, actually. I didn't learn about it until like 2, maybe even 3 episodes in, and I had no real clue as to why Marty had such a dedication, why Marty had such a hard-on, if you will, to bring Cyraxx suffering to his life. And for a minute there, I was like, this seems a bit unhinged in its own right. It definitely has some unhealthy parallels here, and there's definitely some weird codependency going on here. But after learning about that whole situation, shoot, I had to throw all the flags out the window. Marty will probably have a lifelong grudge against Cyraxx just for that. And I know Cyraxx has done more underhanded, gross things as well, but this by far takes the cake when it comes to any personal offense against Marty. That's something that I could never forgive, I could never forget, and you bet your sweet ass I'll let you never forget it either.
Who sent my social media?
Yeah, Riot.
Riot? What? He sent you my social media? How?
Marty, let's be honest here. You're a fucking bully, dude.
Okay.
And the only reason why you're doing all this is to make yourself look good. Because you don't like it when people gang up on you and fight back against bullies like you, bro. What's the matter, Marty? You afraid of me? How about we talk about how you threatened to kill my family? Came over to my house.
Chance.
No, hold on a second. Has done nothing but threaten my family, threatened to kill me. I have video evidence of this mother sitting there saying, leave Akron or I'll kill you. Attacks my family by...
Why don't you ask him about asking for the nude pictures?
Marty, why don't you shut the...
Ask him. If you want to hear, you can ask him. He'll tell you.
Well, did that happen?
Marty, why don't you...
He'll deflect. He'll deflect. You hear how he talks to me? I don't know how long it's been since you interact with him, but he's lost his mind.
No, I haven't, Marty. I gotta say that.
Chance, I gotta go.
Right.
Let's be honest here, Marty.
I don't want Riot involved in this. Like, how do I get out of here? Do I just X out?
You don't want to go anywhere, sir. You don't want to go anywhere.
As per usual, anytime Chance's friend or loved one tries to get a word in edgewise or give him any sort of advice to maybe get out of this situation in general, no, you shut the F up, bitch! You know, he can't just let anybody get in any word edgewise. He can't let anyone get a word in edgewise. And I only just noticed after editing this for hours that Cyraxx's screen name is literally Riot Flamebird, which is apparently the boyfriend or the friend of this Vida guy, however you say their name. Absolutely diabolical work out here from Marty. This really is some of his best work to date.
If you want to thank anyone for this, you can thank Mr. Wilkins, because because he's the one who's perpetuated this whole chain of actions here.
Marty, you don't get it, do you?
What?
The reason I act the way that I do is because of you, Marty.
Why would you do this to your friend? Why would you do this to your friend?
I'm not doing it. You are. You're the one doing this. You know what's funny? You sit there and tell me to take responsibility for my actions, but yet you don't take responsibility for anything you've ever done. You have all these excuses of, oh, this is why I did this. But the truth is, Marty.
Look, I can promise you things won't get out of hand if you can just tell Mr. Wilkins here that his behavior is monstrous and that he needs serious help.
Well, when we were younger, I would tell Chance it's not. Well, I would tell him a lot. Oh, it's just not what. He was a senior and I was a sophomore, so he was a few years older than me. And I would tell him, well, it's not worth it. But he's a grown he's a grown man, and I realize you can't change his mind. You just have to show them the way. And show him the way.
He's 30. He's 32 years old and he's not learning anything. He's getting worse, if anything.
I don't feel
Marty, what you don't hold on a second, V, and I'm sorry for interrupting you, but let me say something here, Marty.
Okay, sorry. I'll let you speak, Cyraxx.
Marty, what you don't seem to fucking get, because of you, I'm in this position. You think I asked for you to harass me? You think I asked for you to troll me? You think I asked for you to gang up on me when no, I did not, dude. I never once asked to be part of this troll community.
I have a little bit of sympathy here for Vida. You know, I hate to see an innocent person get drug into all this, and, you know, it's not my business to look into any of their personal life or judge them on anything they've got going on. At least as long as they're not some sort of predator out here like Cyraxx, or defending somebody like Cyraxx. As far as I've seen so far, I don't really feel like they're defending Cyraxx as much as they're trying to have some sort of benefit of the doubt for somebody they've known for many years, and they're trying to give Cyraxx a little bit of leeway here. They're trying to give Cyraxx a way to get out. They're trying to give Cyraxx that little bit of beacon of hope, but Cyraxx is just so stupid, so deluded by his own ways, and blind by the goblin rage that he can't see that there's an actual out here. He could play in vain as a mentally ill hobgoblin in his grandma's attic, but no. We all know how Cyraxx is gonna be. Cyraxx is gonna continue to rage and make this much worse for good old Vida here. It's really unfortunate to see that after all these years, Cyraxx still doesn't understand that it's not because of Marty and what Marty has done that you're in this situation and why you're in this spot in your life. It's because of what you've done and your unfortunate reactions to the trolling that have put you here. If you never had to ask Marty for nudes of his dead girlfriend, you might actually not have been dealing with this for half as long. Marty might have gotten bored years ago. Shoot, Marty probably would have moved on to Chronic or Larson or somebody else. No, Cyraxx, you had to be the star, the center of attention, the apple of our eye.
Vito, this is going to sound really strange and you might not understand the logic or the reasoning here, but if Chance cares about you at all, he will dance right now to prevent me from putting out personal information. Look, it's a simple request of a friend. Like, if I could spare a friend of mine from getting jacked up, I would just dance, no questions asked. Let's see what he does, but your fate is in Cyraxx's hands.
Yeah, I doubt it, bro.
So do you have,
and V, just for the record,
Vito, do you have a favorite song? Like, do you have like a favorite song? Anything come to mind?
leave my friends the out of it. You leave them out of it, mother. You leave them the out of it.
You brought them into it, Cyraxx, so you're gonna dance or it's gonna go poorly, sir.
No, they came up here to go against you because all you are is a punk ass bully, bro. You're a bully, dude.
Okay.
You talk about being a badass, nigga. You ain't no badass, bro.
I don't want things to go badly for you, Mr. Wiggly, or for Mr. Flamebird. If Cyraxx cares about you, he will ignore you and he will dance. And as far as you're concerned, I have no interest in messing with you. If you don't want to pick a song, I'll pick one, and either he'll dance and you'll be spared, or he won't dance.
Hey V, I'm asking you right now. V, I'm asking you right now as a friend to leave the stream. No, V, leave the stream. I'll talk to you in a minute, V. Leave the stream and I'll talk to you in a minute.
If he doesn't dance,
me and you.
if he doesn't dance, I'm putting it all out there, and that just goes to show what type of friend Cyraxx is to you. He won't even dance.
Gosh.
He won't even dance to spare your life or in your boyfriend's life.
Chance,
Just tell me dance.
I'm not thinking straight right now. Chance,
Imagine being pulled into a Discord chat with somebody that you haven't really talked to that much since school days, and they're like, hey, so I need you to defend me against this guy who's been bullying me and harassing me and threatening my family and friends. Are you down? And then everything I see is pretty much the opposite. It's just evidence showing that this guy's a creep, this guy preys on children, this guy beats and yells at his family and is just incredibly vulgar and is doing it in front of me right now in real time. I have no idea how I would truly react, but I could tell you it would likely be to self-destruct and crash out over on good old Chancey Poo. I mean, Marty's being a pretty good guy here. He's even asking Vida what song he would like to hear the little goblin dance to. And all Cyraxx really has to do, give us a couple minutes of shuffling those feet and we'll be happy, and then we'll let your friends go on in peace. We won't mess with them any further. I think it's a pretty good deal, brother, but you know Cyraxx. Cyraxx can't ever compromise. Cyraxx has to have the last word every single time. He's got to have the last breath, if you will, wheezing out of that little lung that can barely fill up all the way.
Chance, I don't want Riot wrapped up into this. And listen, I can't believe I'm asking this stupid thing, but could you just dance, please? Oh my gosh.
No, V, listen, V, leave the stream right now and warn Riot. Leave. Warn Riot right now before it gets back. I'll handle this, fat ass. Take care of Riot.
It's gonna get bad if he doesn't dance. I'm just telling you, man. Like, if he cares about you, he'll just dance. It's simple. It'll be over in 4 minutes.
Why can't you leave my friends alone, Marty?
Do this.
Why?
That's what
So leave my friends out of this now before I find you and I beat your ass. You blackmail to get what you want. Well, guess what, Marty? It ain't on you.
Look, as the comment says, he doesn't care about you. If he did, he would dance. If he cared about you, he wouldn't have brought you into this game knowing how it's played.
Marty, listen, like you said, you could expose, you could expose me all you want, because I have nothing to hide.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but I have nothing to hide. I have a regular job. I attend community college, like, and I'm a struggling voice actor. So you could expose me all you want, but please don't expose my boyfriend. He's special needs, and he doesn't need to go through that.
I don't want to do anything to you. I just want Cyraxx to not be selfish. That's all that I want.
Imagine all Cyraxx has to do is just shimmy his little hips around a little bit, maybe just throw around a few little spirit fingers, a little jazz hands, if you will, and honestly, this would all go away. Just one song worth of dancing, brother. 3, 4, 5 minutes most. And he can't even do that. Instead, he would rather have his special needs friend get doxxed while he's live streaming currently, which we're gonna see here in a minute, and get harassed by tons of people, knowing that this man that is going to be doxxed and harassed already has issues with those types of things, already has a very hard complex trusting people. So now you're only making it worse, and you're gonna hear Vida get more and more upset with good old Chance here, because Chance can't just be a decent human being for once in his life. He can't just put his self to the side and be selfless. No. The goblin doesn't know what the word selfless means. He actually thought you meant be selfish.
This guy has made me the way that I am today with his insane, inane antics.
You want insane, Marty? Look who put me here! You! By bullying me, man! Wake up, dude!
Friday, I'm only like this because of people like Chance Wilkins. That's the thing.
Oh, you're not! You're like this because you're selfish, little! You're selfish! You want what you want, and if you can't have it, you'll do whatever it takes to get it! I have the fucking shit to prove that you ain't nothing but a pussy, Marty, and you know it!
Chance, how did Riot get here?
I don't know.
Because Riot was off doing his own thing. Like, how did he get into this? I don't understand.
I'd be more than happy to answer that. Chance gave his name to a troll. Chance gave his name to a troll.
No, not Marty. That's easy.
Oh my God.
Keep going. No, Z, you wanna know how he got it? Through a guy named William Gloryhole, who's a fucking hacker.
Yeah, William Gloryhole. That's a real person. Dude, you got 2 minutes. If he doesn't start dancing, I'll even extend it to 3:05. Maybe you can talk to him. Maybe you can get him to dance. Maybe you can.
Oh my lord.
I know. So talk to him. Just get him to dance.
Ooh, bars, Marty. Those are some great vocabulary terms you're using. It's unfortunate that Cyraxx doesn't have enough capacity in that little head of his to know what you're saying, so he probably just thinks you're speaking Spanish or something, but beautiful words, man. The dictation is great. I love hearing people use good words. I do. It makes me feel so good and warm inside. And I love seeing Marty do the same thing good old Chance does. I'm this way because of you, Chance. I'm only doing this because of what you've done to me, Chance. You know, it's very sad. We can Spider-Man meme this all we want, Cyraxx. We can point at each other and call each other the same thing. We can all be the pot calling the kettle black. We can do it. We're all mirrors just like you are, brother. We can deflect just as good, if not better.
Marty, I have to fucking go because I have real shit going on. V, I'm telling you right now, leave the fucking stream because I need to talk to you. Seriously. Marty, you leave my friends the fuck alone. I'm done with you, man. I'm done falling for your tricks. All you're trying to do is make me out to be the next Christian to feed your ego. Leave my friends alone. Leave their loved ones. That's all you've ever gotten the joy out of is seeing me suffer, seeing me upset. You guys want the real truth? I'll be honest. I have not been okay since day one when this guy started attacking me. Every fucking night, I cry myself to sleep, wondering when is it gonna stop? When is it gonna end? Because of this guy, V, I don't know if I told you this, but because of this guy, I ended up in the hospital twice.
Not so fast, Chance. You're not gonna run away and go play with your toys off stream that easy. We're not gonna let you go whisper sweet nothings into good old Vida's ear here and try to convince them that all this is fine. It's just trolls and hackers. No, Cyraxx. Your feet are going to continue to be held to the flame. You're not gonna only lose this friend, but you're gonna lose all of those friends by the end of this series. If I've learned anything, Cyraxx, not complying and doing the opposite of what everybody has asked you to do never works out, and realistically, you should just comply for once just so you can try to save any semblance of a relationship you might have with Vida after this. Come on, man, work smart, not hard. Think long term and not just in the moment. We all know that's not gonna happen. Cyraxx's brain is going on overdrive right now. I can't let Marty win. I can't let him win. I won't let him win.
No, Marty, there is another way to avoid it. You drift battle me right now on Horizon 5. Me.
No, only F1. Only F1. See, this is how much he cares about people. This is how much he won't play a video game. He won't even play a video game. That's how much he cares. I'm sorry, Friday, but this is the person I've been dealing with, and I've become accustomed to his evil ways, and I have to treat him in kind. And it sucks. It's unfortunate. He dragged you into this. Why would he do that if he cared about you?
Marty, I've been telling them what's been going on, and they see what you do. But Marty, I'm telling you right now, if you do not stop this, I will call the police in your area.
You can call them. You already do. I don't care. I'm immune to the law. I don't care.
You don't care? You don't care about anything? You don't care about your own well-being, Marty?
I don't think anything will happen. So no, even if it does, whatever. Question is, do you care about your friend and his lovely boyfriend? If you do, you will dance.
Cyraxx won't dance. Cyraxx won't sing. Cyraxx won't even play a video game now to save his friendship. Cyraxx truly is the worst friend that there ever was. I would have danced immediately if I actually cared about my homeboy. I would have sang. I would have did a little tap dance. I would have did a little shimmy. Shoot, I would have gave you a whole Broadway performance if it really meant saving a relationship that has value to me in my life. Life's a lonely bitch. It's definitely a long ride to the end. Sure, life is short if you want to look at it from the outside looking in, and if you want to put an overall perspective on it. But geez, those years can be long and lonely if you don't have any friends, family, or loved ones. And those relationships, they're very hard, if not impossible, to repatch and fix. Saying I'm sorry only has weight if you put actual action behind that sorry. If you don't move and act like you're sorry and just say that you're sorry, nobody will ever take that serious, and then it won't have any weight. And the worst thing you want to do is have an apology with no weight.
Hey, Marty, you want to talk about, hey, V, you said to lead by example, right? You've always told me to lead by example. So do like I'm about to do. Follow my example and leave the stream. So Marty, have fun being a fucking loser, Marty.
I want to leave. I wanted to leave the first time I got it out, but like, how? Chance? I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened, but well, I mean, it's no big deal. The only thing I'm really worried about is people going after Riot. How the hell did they get his YouTube?
Well, I'll tell you how. Cyraxx threw his name out there.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, he started talking about you, saying that you and your boyfriend Riot are going to kick my ass and everyone else's ass.
What?
Yeah.
Riot doesn't want.
Well, I know he's just a loudmouth, and it's probably all just nonsense. And I don't take
Riot Riot doesn't get involved in crap like this. He would rather just live his life and do his own thing. Play his guitar, play his PS4. He doesn't want to get involved in drama. He wants nothing to do with this. He just wants to be left alone. You know, he goes through enough of it as it is, being bullied for his disability. You know, being made fun of. Like.
We wouldn't. None of us would have any idea who you or your boyfriend were if Chance didn't use you guys as henchmen, threatening to beat everyone's ass. Like, hey, you got a problem with me? Well, my friend Friday and Riot are gonna fuck you up. We're gonna kick your teeth down your throat together, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
No.
I know he's insane. But he subjected you guys to this, and people tend to go pretty hard around here. You can ask Chance about his dad.
I know all about. Well, I know now because Chance told me, because he told me his dad got into a lot of trouble. Again, I was a little shocked because I saw his dad a lot. I think that was his dad, like in the beginning when he get dropped off or whatever. But
Chance really doesn't seem to understand that nobody can just leave here. There's a gun pointed at you, and the gun is literally not even the doxing. V has made it very clear that he doesn't even care if he gets doxed. He's a boring, mundane human being with nothing to hide. He doesn't do any weird stuff allegedly, and he has nothing to hide. What he's more worried about is people going over and harassing his boyfriend, who is mentally impaired and has issues with that type of thing. While I am not really a big fan of bullying outright, when it comes to people like Cyraxx, I don't see this as bullying. I see it as holding them accountable. I see it as being the jury that he deserves to be judged by. Your actions have created this whole situation that you're living in. But to try to say, hey man, lead by example, be the better person, just leave with me, and then letting everybody get harassed because of it doesn't make the situation any better, and you're actually just giving some really piss poor advice, Cyraxx.
Here, you know what? Here's what I'll do. So if he's not gonna dance, I'll make a deal with you that if you watch 25 to 30 minutes of Cyraxx with me, flip a coin, and if it comes up in your favor, I will spare you. You got a 50-50 chance of avoiding. We can do it digitally too. I can go to a digital coin flip site. You can pick heads or tails. Like I go tails never fails. I'm a tails guy. So look,
I guess we could do I guess we could do heads. I guess or tails. I don't know. I'm not thinking straight right now. This all happened so fast. Like
I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. You have one person to thank for all this, right? I'm going to take some suggestions from the chat here on videos that they would like you to watch on Cyraxx, so you get a clear sense of who your friend has become.
I mean, he told me he got arrested one time, but he didn't say why. He just told me it was a long story.
I think your boyfriend's actually live right now.
Please no, don't. I rather not. Please leave him alone. He's nothing to do with this.
No, I'm aware of that. I'm just aware of that. It was just brought to my attention. He's actually live streaming right now at this very moment. Are you on your computer or your phone?
I'm on my computer, but you could hear the Facebook on the other tab.
Maybe you could pick up the call with Cyraxx. I'm guessing he's calling you right now, right?
Yeah, he is. Hold on.
Maybe just give him a call and maybe try to hash it out with him.
Well, you want me to make him dance?
Alright guys, in the comments let me know, what would you pick, heads or tails? Heads or tails? I'm kinda with Marty, I'm a fan of the tails on tails, always go tails. Got that 50-50 shot every single time, buddy. Doesn't matter which way you go with it, I guess. It's great that we're towards the end here, and Vida has all the wherewithal in the world to understand that all of this is happening because of one person, and that one person is Cyraxx, that lifelong friend of his, that tick in his side, that thorn in his toe, that nail he accidentally missed with the hammer and got his thumb. Cyraxx, you need to take notes. Do you hear that quiver in V's voice? Do you hear the actual sincerity and empathy in his voice? That is the sound of somebody who cares about another individual and doesn't want to see that individual in any sort of despair or pain, especially knowing that that individual does have a little bit of a disability and they perceive things on a different wavelength than us. And this little bit of bullying might be something that I could handle or you could handle, but that person might not be able to handle it. And even though Cyraxx is aware of this, Cyraxx doesn't care, because Cyraxx is a very terrible human being. He has no empathy, he has no sympathy, he could care less about the people around him. It's all about Cyraxx. He's on his Drake shit, if you will.
Hello.
Yo, Brian, you good?
No, I'm not. I'm in hell. Like, I should have never agreed to come up here in the first place. Like, oh gosh. And then how did he get our information? No, he's gonna okay, he could send people after me all he wants. I've nothing to hide. Okay, you're gonna find very boring, regular stuff.
Hey, Brian, what's up? No, it's kind of shit on me. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Everything's fine, but like, no, he's saying he wants me to. He's saying he's gonna let me hash it out with you. He's trying to get me. He says you could either dance or he's gonna make me watch a video about some of the stuff you did or whatever, and then he's gonna flip a coin. I didn't think it would go this far. How?
I can tell you how.
So we just heard Cyraxx on the phone with Vida here, and Vida's gonna try to get him to dance or do whatever Marty needs him to do so he can save his boyfriend, but I don't think it's actually gonna work. We've been trying to pry just a little bit of anything from Cyraxx this whole video. We're over an hour into this, and sheesh, at this point, it just seems like Cyraxx isn't gonna budge or crack, so I don't know how much longer we can go. We do have quite a few more minutes of this stream, but there's gonna be a lot of going in circles, so again, as always, good old Swampy D is gonna suffer through it so you don't have to and cut it down to the good stuff. So let's jump into this next clip, because it's only gonna get spicier from here. Marty's gonna turn up the heat a little bit.
Why can't I hear his how come I can hear his live? I can hear Riot's live. Why? What's going on? Listen, Marty, Chance, I'm not gonna leave. I just gotta do something real quick. Hold on.
You better be right back.
He's too twisted, man. He thinks he's an evil villain. He really does.
Who are we talking about? Listen, Marty could do whatever he wants, but I just want him to leave Riot alone. Riot is special needs. He hyperfixates and he'll get depressed. He already thinks the world is out to get him. He doesn't need trolls coming to his channel, egging him on. And now I can't even get a hold of him to warn him.
Guessing with Marty is not good territory, especially like when William gets involved. Like I was freaking out like when he said that you were like gonna confront Marty. Like
I just wanted to see what was going on because he really wanted me up there so badly. So and now he has him muted. I can't hear what he's saying. No, I don't know what Chance is saying because Marty has him on mute. And now I only came back here because I kept hearing Riot's voice. Who has his live playing? And then I can't get a hold of Riot.
I had his live playing for a couple of minutes, but
oh,
I didn't because Chance told me that he was recording the call.
No, the first thing I need to do is get Riot offline.
This clip, you could definitely tell Vida's definitely not all the way there themselves, because they can't figure out what, who, where, or why. It's not very hard to figure out where the noise is coming from, but this guy can't seem to figure it out. Apparently they're on the phone with somebody who is against Marty and potentially on the side of Cyraxx. I don't recognize the voice, but at the same time, most people's voices kind of sound the same on the phone to me, so I'm not going to be the greatest at discerning who that is just from that piece of information. If anybody in the comments happens to know who this female is, definitely let me know down below. I would love to look into that a little bit more potentially in another episode. But to wrap this one up here, we're gonna see Cyraxx pop in here, and he kind of strips down a bit here. Sheesh, Cyraxx showing off some of them abs, showing off some of them pecs, showing off that lack of shoulders. You could tell homeboy's been in the gym. He just hasn't been using any of the equipment.
This could be over with.
Nah, for you ain't going nowhere, you little bitch. You ain't going nowhere. Your ass is mine, boy. Your ass is mine. Are you ever, what's the matter? Fucking got your tongue, pussy. I'm calling you out, Marty. I'm calling your bullshit, dude.
Marty, you already.
You bullying people, you bullying pussies. Attack special needs people, Marty. Hey, Marty, come on, boy. Come on, Marty, let's go. Let's go, Marty. Why you a bitch?
Chance, you tried this already, remember?
I'm not afraid of some midget. Some midget who I rearranged his face. He's pathetic. He's weak. He's puny. He's nothing. I already made him cry. I already made him bleed out of his nose. So this talk, it doesn't mean anything to me. He could just dance and it'll be over with.
It's beautiful to hear that Cyraxx isn't gonna let Mart Dog go anywhere. This is a beautiful leech, symbiotic type thing here. And without each other, I don't know if they truly have anything. You know, Marty has a bunch of cast of characters, he can go out there and do his thing. But from what I've seen recently in the comments, people definitely prefer the Cyraxx content, and they prefer when it's not, you know, orchestrated like some of the recent stuff may have been. It's a beautiful story, as long as life itself. You got Marty here, a man, a myth, a legend among the trolls of the internet. And then you've got Cyraxx, this absolute beautiful specimen, the perfect experiment, the absolute best specimen to troll and to see what works and what doesn't. I mean, look at them shoulders, brother. Look how round they are. It's absolutely beautiful, I can't tell you. It's all collarbone here, brother, no delts. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, thank you so much. Be sure to slap that like button as it helps us out a ton. The more likes this video gets, the more YouTube promotes it in the algorithm, and that helps get more fresh new eyes on the Cyraxx story. If you're new, be sure to join us, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. I upload videos on Cyraxx and other Lolcows multiple times a week. I would love to see you on other episodes, and definitely stay up to date with us here because we'll be covering more. Be sure to leave me a comment down below. The more interaction this gets, the better, and hopefully YouTube won't nuke this one as well.